That's fine. Anyway, now we're good. It's just
Happy
gonna go
New
through.
Year. Woo.
2024. We're actually here now. Finally, I didn't think we'd actually make it.
2024. 4 years after the panoramic.
4 years after the. Wow. We've
Four
have we
years after the
graduated? Well, we
panoramic.
really would graduate from the panoramic in March, so we'll take it there. But anyway, we got a lot to go through today, so
I don't
let's
think it's
just.
that much.
Well, eh,
It's opinionated.
it is opinionated, yeah. We'll see. We got a couple movies for you guys to go through. We'll tell you guys kind of how we have our rankings for some players, and then we'll go into some other stuff after that.
Let's
But
start with the movies. We have
let's
a
start with
new
movies.
system. It's going to be called a report
A report
card.
card. Let's.
It's going to be showing different aspects of how we perceive movies. Now, granted, we used to have a tier list that was like S, A, B, C, D, and then F,
Hmm.
but we got rid of D and we
And
also got rid of B.
B.
So we're just like, we're going to, because we didn't want to have too many different, because like a lot of things would be in C and a lot of things would be in D. Because we're like, it's not terrible to have an F, but it's like, honestly, will we watch it again? It's an F. Like in D's, we wouldn't
Yeah,
watch again either. So we're like, let's just combine those. And then, yeah, so we got rid of B's and C's, didn't we?
we did. I think the main
So,
reason why is because B, we would find ourselves putting things into B, and then I would look back and go, well, we don't even need this category because we've definitely watched
do
movies
you have a
where
picture of one of the report
they've
cards
been
so I can
better.
explain it?
Yeah, I have it right here.
We were watching terrible movies. I couldn't even watch A Mom for Christmas because everything kept glitching out.
Hmm.
But so our grade scale, like we said, S is like top tier. It's amazing. We can't really
Superior.
find anything wrong with it. We loved it. We'd watch it over and over again. A is like amazing, which means it was pretty good, but it can't be S for maybe one or two reasons.
Yeah.
C is like you're passing. So it's like we could recommend it to other people, but is it a great film? No.
No.
And then F, you already know, waste
Waste
of
of time.
time.
It's always going to be waste of time.
And so we have different categories for it. So that's the grading scale. And basically, what we have it is like they're gonna be a little bit different because like if it's a horror movie, it'll be more of like the horror, the thrilling aspect of it.
If it scared us or not, if it actually made us feel maybe uneasy. I mean, eventually, if we get to things like a comedy, then
Oh,
we'll
you
be
spelled
like, okay,
storyline wrong.
did it
You
actually?
put storyline.
Well, I haven't even posted it yet, so
So, but a lot of
so that's
things.
good.
So, like the first thing is the plot, the storyline. Are we
Hmm.
even intrigued? Is it a good plot? Is the plot have a lot of plot armor to where it's like it's kind of getting stupid? John Wick for.
Wow.
But he just had a lot of plot armor. But hey, fair. Like you killed my dog. And the storyline, is it actually like well? Like I said, it's the storytelling good.
Hmm.
Also, after that would be acting performance. Do the characters have good chemistry together?
Are
Are
they
they just
convincing?
Yeah, are they reading the lines? Are they actually conveying it? Do I feel what they feel? Am I actually upset?
Are they for me this is a big one because it's like, are you phoning it in? Like, you know that
Yeah.
when you go, you got to remember this is a
Simba.
job. Yeah,
Yeah,
with
one
Beyonce.
of those.
Remember, this is a job for actors. So like we can tell, are you phoning it in or are you really on set, really making me believe you're that character who you are portraying to be? And if you are that character, are you even great at it, or maybe you were good at something else. So we really go in depth with kind of what we look for. And then, of course, pacing and runtime, really big with us. We really don't like watching
Yeah,
movies that are
over
over two
two
and a
hours
half
that are
hours
like
long, even two
boring.
hours long.
Like now, granted, one that did it very well was like okay, we all know avatars are long. Those keep us intrigued. That
Yeah,
has good pacing.
yes.
Another movie was like isn't the Spider Man.
The
A lot
Spider
of
Man,
them.
that was about 2 hours.
A lot of them are a little bit over 2 hours. It's just whenever it's extremely long. Like for instance, one of the ones we're gonna go over is Leave the World Behind. It was over 2 hours,
Hmm.
and we'll get
Can't,
to it when we get to
can't
it.
wait to tear into that one. Oh my
But
goodness.
yeah, the pacing and timing. Some movies, I just like the movie we just watched,
Yeah,
the man that was killing people on Netflix. That was over 2 hours and was a complete waste of time. It was he
I
was.
completely forgot that
It's
one.
a yeah, we didn't even rank it because we already know where we're gonna put it. But it was the man that was on Netflix. He's a very well renowned actor. But it was like he was an agent. He
We
wasn't.
completely forgot it because it
I mean, because
wasn't.
it wasn't
Did we even
anything.
finish it?
We did. We sure did. And it was just boring. And it was once again over 2 hours of like. And also, I feel like if you're gonna have a movie that's over 2 hours, unless you have me extremely intrigued by the action, the no dialogue thing has got to stop. I'm sorry. I
Yes,
think it's
that's a
just I
yes.
think it's a cop out for a lot of people that aren't paying their writers to be like, let's just have it so action packed, or let's try to have it and the action isn't even good. I don't care. Whenever you have dialogue, whenever you don't have dialogue, you have to show me the character for who they are and what they're trying to be or what they're trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
You having it to where it's no dialogue, I just see this man killing people. I don't. Why are you killing people? What are you doing? What's in your background? What are you doing this moving forward? Are you getting paid? Who are you doing this for? You have to explain all those different types of things. So that's why to me it's just kind of like if you have that no dialogue, just like Skinamarink, complete F,
Oh
waste
my
of time.
God,
We got through 16 minutes and ended it. Same with Trent.
I can't even believe we got that far in the movie. We really should have
It's just once again, and then you try to have that little, like I said, it's a cop out. It's a cop out for people to feel like creeped out and twisted. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
But anyways, that is our report card. Like I said, the grading scale is gonna be a little harsh because, like I said, S has to be, like I said, there's really no mistakes. A has to be amazing. C is passing. A lot of things will probably get C or F. Honestly,
Yes.
not even gonna lie.
But honestly, we need y'all to understand the main reason why we wanted to make this grading scale is because we pay attention to a lot of things that we see on the internet. We watch movie reviews. I watch a lot of them, and I feel like I've seen a lot of kind of like leeway, like, oh, let's give it an 80 or an 82 or something. It's like, no, we want to be open and honest, and y'all might not agree with some of the things, oh, it wasn't an F, it was really a D. It's like, no, a D and an F is the same thing. It's a little waste of time.
You wouldn't,
to
don't
us.
waste your time.
Exactly.
F, fuck your time.
And C and A and S, just know those are ones that will, if we give it a C or an A or an S, it is a movie
C
we would
means like it was
suggest you
good.
to watch. We would say, put it on. You won't be disappointed by what you see.
Yeah.
Of course, everything's subjective, but anyways.
And guys, another thing that we noticed about Rotten Tomatoes is that they are never in what is it? They are never cohesive with the audience score almost ever. Like it's always a blowout. It's always a blowout. It's like they hate it, people love it, or vice versa. So to me, it's just like, why are we gonna be?
But yeah, but we won't read you guys what the actual report cards are for it. You can see that on the Instagram. That's what we'll do. After we're done filming, we'll put them out on there. You can read them, and then obviously you can go to the link and you'll see it here. You'll see it on Twitch, and you'll also see it on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for more updates as we go along.
Also, we are more. I always like a good twist in a movie, but also predictable movies are okay with me. I see a lot of movies that we were watching on Rotten Tomatoes. They're like, oh, this was so lackluster. It was boring, and it's just like, to me, it's like I don't know what anyone expects when they watch movies. I think you just expect to have. I always expect to have a good storyline, decent enough actors to get the storyline across. And I've seen a movie where it was terrible acting, but I had a good time watching it.
Exactly.
So,
there are guilty pleasure movies we watch, but let's get into them here. Let's see, which one do we want to start off with? We
can start with the most recent one.
Okay, most recent one. So we ended up watching this movie I just randomly put this on Netflix because the one thing I don't like Netflix is that when you try to go through the movies, it doesn't just have the picture of it, it like shows a scene of it, like it always does that. So I was like, okay, let's just watch a little bit of this scene. I thought it was interesting enough. It's called The Silent Scene, and so let's just get into a bit of it. Yeah, Nicolaj. Yeah, I'm trying to pronounce the names and things of that nature.
They'll see the report.
Yeah, they'll see that on the Instagram. So we can just talk about kind of why we gave it. We can talk about the movie first and then give the rating at the end. Or we can give the rating and then
we're not going to say these things.
No, we don't have to. That's what's on there. So we can just like talk about it, what we liked about why we gave it the rating that it was.
The Silent Scene, I think we should start with a grade. We gave it a C.
We gave it a C.
Passed.
Just passing.
We were redirecting some of it, but overall, I felt it was pretty good. The acting was great. I felt for the main protagonist. And I also didn't like the antagonist, which is, like I said, bare minimum of what you should do, pretty much. So, to me, I liked it. It was okay. Like I said, it didn't have me in the first half. There were the only reason why we gave it a C and we couldn't give it an A is because there was a lot of things that were in it that didn't need to even be there. And so that's what kind of was like I said, the beginning was a little rough. Like, I could imagine, like, if it wasn't for Zay, I probably would have turned it off after 20 minutes because, or I would have fast forwarded just a little bit because, like I said, it was kind of being lackluster. It was kind of giving you a lot of depth into storylines that were never even finished.
Correct. I would say the beginning might have, I did put it on the I put it on the description as is. There's parts in the movie later on that I specifically would have wanted to see earlier. Now, pacing and runtime wise,
It was
we liked it.
good
We
because
liked
it
it.
was
This was
only an
good.
hour and 30 minutes. I
Yeah.
like movies that are an hour and 30. I like them always less than 2 hours. Unless it's phenomenal, I like every movie less than 2 hours. But I did like the pacing of it because at least it went by everything. It did close like the main major storylines of it. It
Yeah.
had some B storylines behind it,
Mhm.
but like I said, some of them just didn't need to even be included because you weren't going to finish
Yeah.
it. So it's kind of like And then also a big thing about it why I also couldn't give it an A is because the twist that occurs wasn't. Now I figured it out. I figured it out.
We
So
did
I
figure
can't
it
give it
out
an
for
A.
you.
If I
Yeah.
can figure it out, I can't. But what I will say is that with the big twist that had occurred, it was more so like it really doesn't have. It really wasn't that big of a twist as they try to make it seem.
Yeah.
Because it was like the twist kind of happened 10 minutes before. So it was kind of like, like I don't really know. But that's not giving it away. But it just kind of seemed like, let's just try to make it something better. But the later on twist was great because it had
I would say the
flashbacks.
second one. So a little bit more context into it. We won't give you a summary of it, but of course, the main guy in the main guy in the actual cover of it, it kind of centers around him trying to find his lost daughter. He's like a hunter, and so his sanctuary is his place where he does not have people hunt around him. The movie kind of starts a little bit well, kind of showing you why he doesn't have people hunt around him, and it kind of
Mm-hmm.
shows something. But you see, I would say that this is where the acting really drew me in. I'd say that Nicola, he did a good job as a dad who had lost his daughter, and he won't give up on trying to find her. The
Mm-hmm.
people around him had kind of given up. This isn't. I mean, we're not talking like weeks. The girl was gone. This is years.
Yeah.
The girl's been gone, but he won't give up. I like that. Introduced it early. Kind of developed a bit of a drinking problem, which kind of goes with his character. I think he did that part well. But as the movie goes on, cops get involved, and anytime cops get involved, it can always become a detective who done it. The
Yeah.
twist we were talking about is about halfway through the movie kind of presents you with it's got to be this person because of XYZ, but then you realize that it could be somebody else or maybe something else is going on. So we just felt like the second twist closer to the end was better for what the movie was trying to put out. However, the first twist in the middle of it's got to be this guy, we
Mm-hmm.
felt like if there was ever a time you could have put more context for a character, then that would be it. I think I ended
Yeah.
up saying the actor's name. Yeah, Hero Tiffin, the one who played the brother of the cop. I thought he.
That's the one from After Ladies. If we know what After is, and Ever After, and Happily Ever After, all
But
those.
yeah, he ended up playing kind of like an unstable
His movie did get a
character.
0 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's
Yeah,
a yeah.
yeah, but
But we won't take too long on this movie. But it was good. Like I said, it was passable. You
it's
passed.
a good action thriller flick. Put it on.
Something you
Seems like
can
it'd
put
be a
on
good decent time.
maybe you're cooking and throw it on in the back.
Yeah,
But that makes it sound pretty
yeah.
bad.
I mean,
But
I'm be honest with you, Chris. First 20 minutes of the film, she
like I
wasn't
said,
watching it as
I was
much. She
trying to turn
wasn't
it off.
watching it as much. But you can go ahead and get through it, and then we'll be good. But we gave it a C. So passing, we would suggest you to watch it if you have nothing else to watch. We'll say that
Yeah, if you're trying to find a Netflix movie, you're like, oh, when am I gonna watch?
because it
I'm
can
like,
be hard to try to find
I'm
one.
eating my food. You can throw that on.
Mm-hmm.
Skip the
But
first
yeah.
20 minutes.
But all right, that takes care of the silent scene. You can find it on Netflix for now. You know how
Yeah,
Netflix is.
because
Could be gone
this
tomorrow.
yeah, exactly.
Easily. In fact, it's already gone now.
Yep.
Just kidding.
And then the next one is gonna be Good Burger 2.
Ooh.
Like lot of casts, a lot of stars that were in it. We already know. You guys already know. We're giving it an F. I would have given it a D, but like I said, we don't have
We don't
D's
have
no
a D.
more.
We have to be honest and give it F. Let me take a little bit of it. This feels like a little bit of a nostalgia for us because we remember seeing the first Good Burger. Keenan and Kel, we know
We
them.
love them.
We love them. They're great. They're great actors. I'll just say this up first. The only reason why we even finished it, watched it through, I like Kel. He's very funny.
Yeah,
he
he's funny.
he did give us a couple of laughs in here, but it wasn't enough to give it a C. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's still an F because it's been a long time since the first one came out, and the storyline to kind of get them together did not. It didn't have enough to be like, okay, now we can just make it. This did come across like a cash grab, let's make a sequel. Not like the
Mhm.
storyline was good enough to go. They
Yeah.
haven't seen each other in a while, but he's still working at the restaurant. I
Yeah.
just feel like the first 15 to 20 minutes you can really do something. Of course it's like Cal, it's kind of like, oh, sorry, Keenan being down in his luck, and he kind of fired from his job. He doesn't have any money, so he has to work at the burger joint. And then, of course, it's
But
kind of feels like
the first one,
the
he
first
wasn't
one a
even
little
down out on his luck. It was just he had crashed someone's car, being goofy. So it
bit.
was just kind of
Yeah.
like, okay, that made sense. And now you got to get a summer job to pay that off.
Hmm.
So it kind of made sense as to why he was working there. But for him to come back and be like, oh, you were the, but it was nice, for him to say, you're the only person I could think of that would actually help me. So
It was
that was
a nice
nice.
little brotherly, fun dynamic in there. Of course, there were some stars in here. We saw Kai Cenat's in this movie for a little bit.
Marseille Martin.
Yeah, and then
But she was in it for
Marcy
like a quick
for a quick
second.
second. Liza Koshy's also in here as
Oh
well.
yeah,
And then
Liza.
our favorite. I mean, Shark Tank man, Mark Cuban's in here. Didn't expect him to. He's
Yeah.
in the beginning and he's also in the end. I thought that was funny. But I mean, acting wise, it's a kids movie. It comes across like this could have been thrown on a Nickelodeon, but it does have
Yeah,
that
it
cash
definitely was
grab
nothing.
feel.
Yeah, it was definitely nothing that needed to be paid or streamed. It should have just been something, just like how we had our Disney Channel movies, we
Hmm.
had our Nickelodeon movie
Yeah,
premieres.
this could have been on
It should have just been one of those, and then
Nickelodeon
hey, like,
special type thing.
yeah. But we won't spend a lot of time. It was an F. Will we ever watch it again? No.
No, there wasn't enough nostalgia in there for us to go, let's watch it again. Oh God,
Yeah.
not this
So
one.
on to the next one, guys. We have a lot of Fs. We have a lot of Fs.
God.
So this one is probably the one we'll talk about the most.
The most, oh God, we'll tear it
But
apart the most. The thing was
I
long
mean,
and
so this is called Leave the World Behind. Executive producers, the Obamas. Woo
it has the most high profile
woo!
actors in it.
We love Julia. Ethan, you really need to get them
Yeah,
teeth
Julia
fixed.
Roberts,
You
Ethan
really need to
Hawke
get
is
them
in here,
teeth
and
fixed.
Mahershala Ali is also in here as
Yes,
well.
my Hershey bar.
Yeah, Mahershala Bar.
We gave it an F. And
As
so the
Neff.
reason, once again, the main issue was how long it was. It did not. Now, granted, like I said, we might contradict a lot of people because some people really did like it. My sister liked it, but me and my sister both could
Rotten
agree.
Tomatoes had it pretty well too.
Me and my sister both had at the end. It was a sell. You ended it not good. Now, granted, it was a callback to the beginning, but it was just not good. It's just one of those me and him have decided this year that we're not going to spend time on end of the year end of the world
Apocalyptic
movies.
movies are very outdated to us now. We just need to take a break from them. I feel like this was a huge example of you're doing a lot. This movie never felt like it had something going for it.
And I honestly never cared. I felt like
Yeah.
everyone. Now, granted, they had good. Now, the acting and performances were well. I feel like they all played their role very well.
We differ there. I think this
like the
feels
teenage
thrown in
boy
a bit.
played his role as being a teenager, hormones,
That's
looking
true.
at girls. The girl was like catty because the whole racial stuff. Like, oh, y'all can't believe it's ours because we are of color, so you're being
But the
racist.
adults,
Julia and Ethan, like, Ethan is a coward. He absolutely is a coward. Like he said, he left someone on the road, and then it's just sorry. There might be a little
we
bit
don't
of
care
spoilers.
about spoilers with this, and I'm sorry. I mean, what are we going to spoil?
But
How
if you
bad
want to
the
watch
movie
Leave the
is?
World Behind, I would definitely say to skip forward or just hold off, just
Yeah.
because, like I said, it's just like I said. I'm not gonna try to give out that many spoilers. I always try not to. But like I said, Julia, like I said, the acting and like I said, performance was fine. It's just the fact of the chemistry of the actors and stuff was not. It wasn't that great. Also kind of, it's like they wanted to throw in twists that never were twists. It was just like
No.
it was just like you said, halfway written. That was the acting and performance. The acting and performance, if I had to rate that alone, I probably would give it an A, just because, like I said, everyone played their role of what they were supposed
Well,
to
she's
do
being generous,
fine.
so
Or maybe a B, but we don't have B's no more. So I would give it an A. But like
I'd
I
give
said,
it a C, just passing the
the
acting.
pacing and timing, to like I said, it's too long.
Too
Like
long.
you guys are trying to do so much in this time period, and then like they loved ever since Everything Everywhere All at Once. I said it right?
Everything ever, yeah, I got it.
So it's literally like that movie. It's the movie that I saw that was it. That's another over 2 hour movie, but they had it paced well for the 3 acts that it was.
It's good.
This was another time of them doing acts, and it's just okay. The first, and I got one of them right on the money, the noise. So, I just felt like you were trying to add in too many different things, and it just fell flat to me. Like the story was not, like I said, I never feared for them. I did always wonder what's going on, but then you never really kind of answered it.
That's another
And
thing. Let me take over here. This movie being broken up into acts did not. When you break up movies into acts, the acts have to feel like they're weighted. So I'll make a good example to another movie that had it. Of course, we never reviewed it on here, but it's a movie that sparks controversy between us, which is Barbarian. I personally loved the first half of the movie of Barbarian because it felt like it was tension filled. You really didn't know what was going on that much, but it felt secluded into its place. A person coming into it's like an Airbnb situation, two people in the same place. They kind of almost did that with this, like, oh, this family, Ethan and Julia Roberts' family rents out the house, and then you find out that Mahershala Ali and his daughter, they are, it's actually their house. And for a moment, that's the only thing that almost kept me in was like, okay, whose house is this? I didn't really care about the apocalypse, but it feels empty. This movie feels
yeah.
empty. I do not know what is the threat? What's
Mm-hmm.
happening? What's going on? Like I don't know enough. The first 20 minutes didn't give me enough. We get 40 minutes in, we're still left behind. Then cars start crashing, and then you think it's a little bit of some tension. That comes and goes very quickly. That scene where the
Anytime they
cars were
were building
attacking,
on
yeah.
something, it's like it fell flat. They were just like, oh yeah, that's just something that ringed you in real quick, but we're gonna fall
Or just kind
flat.
of rushed you to the next thing. Ultimately, and then let me just say this right here. This is not a spoiler, y'all. I don't give a damn about a kid before the apocalypse happening. Oh my god, I need to finish a series finale of a show. It's a popular show. It's Friends, for God's sakes. The daughter wanted to finish the Friends series finale. She was on the last episode and she couldn't finish through it because I guess the power went
The
out because
internet,
that's
yeah, the
yeah.
internet
So
didn't.
the apocalypse. You could have done something with that, but it became annoying throughout the movie. She keeps mentioning, I want to finish this finale, and to me, I don't care about the character enough to give a damn about you
But
wanting to
that's
finish
where
this
we
at the
differ
end.
because, like I said, with the acting and stuff, she played her role, an annoying little
Yeah, she
sister.
annoyed me. Yeah,
So
I'll give
that's
her
so
that.
that so that's why I said they played their roles very, very well. It was just, and it was also another way of showing her innocence. I feel like of saying like, I just want to watch my show. I don't care what's going on. I don't know what's happening. I just want to show it. But how they had it recalled at the end was just very stupid. It felt very lazy how they did it at the end with her recalling all that back. It was just kind of like, okay, what is going on? And it also showed, like I said in the like I said, honestly, we redirected it a lot, but it's just like to me, it's like you always had us hooked in, but you let us go. It's like when you're reeling in a fish, but then you're like, oh, I'm gonna just let it go because I'm done. I've given up. I've given up on actually reeling it all the
Like I
way
said,
in.
empty. It didn't feel like they had a. It felt like they had parts. It felt like you had of the three parts of a movie. It felt like they only had part one, and part two and three was like, what do we do now? You could have started off something well, but I stopped. I mean, I just stopped giving interest in it about 40 minutes in. We just kind of finished it because we already got that much in, but it did change us.
Hey,
We're
we
not
finished it
doing
for the
apocalypse.
Obamas.
Yeah, we finished it for the Obamas, but we're not doing apocalypse movies. I'm sorry. It's very hard to find a good apocalypse movie. You have to make the world seem like it's ending. You have to make it seem like the characters are worthy for us to maybe relate to them, feel like we're in there. This White Noise, it felt very close to kind of like White Noise, that
Because
movie.
White Noise really had us in the first half,
It
like with the
did.
dark. That's pretty old now, but like with the dark cloud, like that was good. Then you go into Dylar. What's going on? Like I'm so confused. Once again,
If you're afraid to die,
it's
ladies
like
and
you
gentlemen,
have
take some
certain
Dylar.
writers at the beginning, and then you're like, oh, we're not gonna pay you guys
It's
anymore,
like
and
the
then you
writer's
just
strike happened in the middle of the movie. That's what it
and
felt like.
maybe it did, but like I said, I just know like I said, it was just showing like different power and stuff and leave the world behind. It was trying to do something different. We didn't really like it.
Would
So
not suggest it. It is not worth watching your time. It's too long. And once again, I'm harsher on the actors. Mahershala Ali, you're gonna be what, the next Blade in the MCU? I expect something better out of you there. Ethan Hawke, Ethan, you killed it in Black Phone. I don't know what happened here, but
he
that's
wasn't
me
showing
seeing.
his teeth,
He wasn't.
you know.
He wasn't showing
So
his teeth. And Julia Roberts is Julia Roberts. Yeah,
you just killed the
and it
horse.
wasn't my horse. I had to put it down. But anyways, Julia Roberts is Julia Roberts. But I would say the black girl, the black daughter of
She was the
Mahershala, she
same
did a
one from
good.
Buys. She does
She
not
did
shave
a.
her armpits.
Wow, I didn't even notice that until now. But
Well,
okay.
I've been telling you that because
Oh
I remember
yikes.
in Buys Body, she was always like, "Oh, like, does it make you uncomfortable, like, for a woman to have hair?" But she never. I feel like that's truly who she is.
Mm-hmm.
But her character is the same as how it was in Buys Body. So that is a little bit of, you do play that role, that
Yep.
like that kind of snarky, woke Gen Z teenager. That's like,
She would fit well in the Scream universe, but they already have a character like her.
Yep.
That's kind of where
Mhm.
she'll find her way, but that's the only thing that's good. But let's move on to the next one. Um,
Oh, guys.
let me take the reins a little bit. This is our last superhero movie. Listen to me. Last superhero movie we're doing. I think I said this last stream. We don't give a fuck about the DC EU, and Marvel has disappointed us a lot. So with that being said, I said let's try to give this movie a chance. And y'all, I am sorry. Maybe it has some fans. Maybe it has some people who like it. But I'm saying it right now. Blue Beetle. What do we give that ranking?
And
Another F.
it
Oh
was.
my
Now,
god.
guys,
Oh.
this was a waste of time. And the reason why, so granted, now maybe we missed some things. We did fast forward through it. Once again, it was
We
too
skipped
long.
through it, y'all. We couldn't watch
It's
the whole
it's
thing
too
fully through. I'm
long.
sorry.
It's too
I'm
long.
sorry.
But we did watch majority of it. We stopped it. Like, it's not like we were just fast forwarding it just to see the scenes. We did stop
We
and we were
spark
listening
noted
to
the
it.
movie. Let's just say that. Yeah, it was.
I will start with the plot storyline. Terrible.
Yeah.
That is what ultimately gave it an F.
Jesus.
The plot and storyline. Okay, how he got the Beetle. Okay, once again, I'm just thinking about how we redirected it, because it's just like how he even got the Beetle. It's crazy to me. It's just like, we don't care about this woman. We don't know any. It's like
His love
they
interest,
threw
whoever
us
she was.
into. It's like they threw him into something that made no sense for him to be thrown into. We see that he's struggling. He's showing, his heritage, his culture, where they're at and stuff. And it's just like, okay, and then all of a sudden you're
Oh, and he had just gotten out of college. He had just gotten back from college.
Yep.
And his degree wasn't enough.
Business, yeah.
People, which I think relatable.
Yeah.
That can grab people. That's in the beginning. That kind of got okay. He's because he seems like a normal person before he becomes a superhero. But I'm telling you right now, after that.
But it was just
Oh
like
my
he was
goodness.
down and out. It was like he was down and out for his degree. We didn't see you go on any job interviews. We didn't
Yeah.
see you do anything. And you're saying it's like you gave up before we even saw you try or to give up. Like,
He just got a job, essentially.
It would have just been different if he just kind of rode his coattails of his sister, cleaning for these people. And then I guess these people are, not good people. We don't know. We just see you're cleaning for someone rich. We shouldn't automatically assume all rich people are evil. Now, granted, they might be, but it's like, in this, it's a movie. Let's be, let's do the fantasy. Let's do it.
But it's a superhero movie. Like, you're supposed, what I was comparing this to when it started is, I said, if this is like Shang-Chi, all right, DC, you might have something. A new character, we get the cultural background. Shang-Chi had the Asian culture within it. And I think it did those things well. And we know Awkwafina's in there. Look, we're going to stand for Awkwafina, all right? But anyway, she was in that, and I think that was fine.
To a certain extent.
To a certain extent.
But that's she loves her black scent ladies.
Exactly.
So,
but that's our comparison, because that was Marvel going, here's a new character. There's still an overarching universe, but let's introduce some new things. He gets powers, things like that. I kind of thought this was going to be like this. No, we did not care about the characters as much. The dad who... No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We have to say this. He dies a little bit later on in the film, one of the family members. You knew they were going to, because you can't have all family members make it out of a superhero movie. You just can't. Someone has to die. We didn't give a damn about the dad dying because, first of all, he tripped. Apparently, he had.
And plus, we already know he was going to, so we already knew that. And it was just kind of like how he's like giving him this empowerment speech of "Don't give up." We have never seen your son try anything.
Exactly.
You rode your coattails with your sister to get this job. Y'all both got fired. That was a weird innuendo too, because why is she getting fired after using the restroom? But also, it's like you can. It's like
but she's like the help using the restroom in a rich person's house.
Yeah.
So it's like don't.
So don't do that. But it's like she kept telling him, "Don't look at them. Don't do this." She was trying to give him tips, and then all of a sudden you're not even listening to your own tips, and now you use the restroom.
To me, honestly, the sister should have not been in this movie. But let's address a huge reason why we didn't really like this movie. There's two. when Shang-Chi did the whole Asian culture thing, it did it well because it didn't constantly joke about tropes and stereotypes of Asian culture. This movie, Blue Beetle, it felt like a comedy special. Like it felt like it
Yeah.
kept doing the whole, oh, you know, Mexicans are like this and they do this, and of course George Lopez is in it, so you would expect him to give you some jokes. He just wouldn't stop. But the movie wouldn't stop hammering in, oh, Jaime's Hispanic, the family's Hispanic. It kind of felt like Fast and Furious with family. It's like that was the trope of the movie, but it didn't matter that it just nothing mattered that much because everything felt like a joke.
And
Every single
yeah,
thing felt like a joke.
they didn't melt the Hispanic Mexican culture into him well. Like he's strong, he's a hard worker. He none of that ever came. It just came like, oh, Mexican tacos. Let's play the arriba music. Like, and
Exactly, that's
it's
what it
just kind
felt
of like it
like.
was just kind of like, well, what are we doing? Like
It
I
felt
wanted.
cheap. It felt
It's
cheap.
like I said, the writers gave up, and honestly, the writers didn't even try.
They
Because
didn't.
I
I
can't
said
say
the
I can't
writers
say they
didn't
gave
try.
up because there was never a point. Like I said, and also him and his sister did not. I just can't remember. I can't forget that scene with the dad dying, but the brother and the sister did not have good chemistry. That's another thing too.
No, no,
So I can't
no.
even give the acting would have gotten an F too. Besides George Lopez, because George is always gonna make me laugh. But it's just still once again the it didn't even seem like they cared about each other. And then like the grandma, the abuela at the end, like what are we doing? Like you're taking your hair down. I don't even know you, miss. Like
And
I
then
really don't.
and the antagonist, like I said, there's no. It never felt like it. This just felt like a formulaic superhero movie. Now, granted, unlike The Flash and maybe some other superhero movies we watched, this at least had some good graphics. I think the only thing I really liked was when the Scarab actually took over his body. That looked like a cool little thing.
Yeah.
But then when it like I said, there wasn't. It's almost like we didn't have the montages we're so used to. Like you could have had a montage in the beginning of him applying to jobs,
Yeah.
not getting them, and then he works with his sister because he has nothing
he
else
had
to
given
do.
up on his degree when he just got it. Like, oh, I'm gonna come back and change my family. We
Yeah,
never
made
see you
college
do
feel
that.
useless. Yeah,
You ended up going to with your sister, like I said, riding her coattails to get this
working as
job.
like the help or like
And
janitorial
but also like
service.
we had said, even the antagonist, what the fuck? Like it's just like I don't care. It's this old white lady. Like I do not
We
care.
just
Like
it's basic. It feels like you just grabbed a an
even
antagonist.
even the thing that transformed him into the Blue Beetle, the Scarab, why is it just sitting out by like a Popeyes box? Like even though it wasn't Popeyes, but it was definitely like it was a burger place, I think. And it was
Burger
just like
Mart,
it
not
was
Bojangles, but
it
it was
was
just
just
something.
like it was literally just sitting there like, okay, if this is so top secret and you're after him, and even like and even the love story in it, waste of time. I don't care about the daughter. I really and she wasn't even like the girl's daughter. She was like the I don't even know. Was that her aunt or something? And
Like
once
I
again,
said, it wasn't enough for us to stay into it,
but also she was useless too. She
yeah.
didn't even need to be in the movie,
And
honestly.
we
He
didn't
might
need a
as well have
love
just went there and they
interest.
might as well just been after him and his family.
We didn't need a love interest because it's not like he started the movie off like, oh, you know, I'm alone and I'm sad. I need a woman. Okay, maybe
Yeah.
then it makes sense. But like I said, we started off with you coming out of college and then you gave up on your degree. So all I know you, Jaime, is a guy who
It's a
gives up.
quit. Like
Is a
you're a
quit. You
quitter. Like
quit and you
you're
just
not
got
showing
lucky.
that you're not showing the like true Mexican
Resolve
Hispanic culture.
of a superhero. Forget the Mexican, of a superhero. How many superheroes have we seen? The character maybe gives up, but then they have to do something that makes them stronger
Hey, Toby
without the
was still
power.
selling pizzas.
Yeah, but it is what it is. I mean, y'all, this is right on par with the second Wonder Woman movie. This makes
Oh,
the first Wonder Woman movie look better because at least and I'm Gal Gadot. Look, she did a better job being Wonder Woman than he did trying to be Blue
I
Beetle.
mean,
I was never interested in Blue Beetle. The only time I ever heard about this character was when we were playing as him as Injustice. This is what happens when you try to make superhero movies individual origin stories of every single D-list superhero. Blue Beetle is not a superhero. We need to have his own movie. You could have
yeah.
easily put him into a Superman or a Justice League movie and made him cool for a moment, and that's it, you know? And like we said, y'all, if you think we're going to review Aquaman, fuck no, we're not. Sorry, it's not worth it. We're not doing that one just because we know how bad the DC movies have been. This was a waste of time. We normally never are going to skip through movies, but we did it with this one because when I tell you we were cringing in the first 20 minutes, we were like, what the hell are we watching? No one felt like it just felt formulaic. It felt like
And
let's just put a superhero movie
the
together
part
because we
that
have to.
really, when I told him we're definitely fast forwarding through this, is whenever the dad did pass away, the daughter, her reactions, it seemed like though they were cutting and then they were like being
Yeah, it wasn't
extreme.
edited
Like
well. Yeah.
it's just like I said, she was just screaming for her dad, and then it was just like, why are y'all? I understand why y'all are after him for the scarab, right? But y'all see the scarab is on him, so do y'all not realize that the scarab is on him? So why not just take him? What's going on with the family? And he's in front of y'all. So once again, why are we hurting the family? And then also on top of that, the dad had a heart attack. So it was just like, okay, why from getting hit in the nose? Like I guess that was enough stress. But I called it. I literally,
She
even
did
with us
call it. She
fast
called it
forwarding through it, I said
earlier.
this nigga's gonna have a heart attack. Watch him get hit and have a heart attack.
And then the
And that's what happened. And I was just like,
then,
what's going on?
And then honestly, guys, the funniest part wasn't even George Lopez's jokes. He was funny, but the funniest part that wasn't really that dialogue centric was when Jaime was strained and they were about to take him to the
Oh, and then
helicopter.
he's like, no,
He's
or
just
like
yelling
whatever he
and
was
screaming.
screaming.
It just felt
Oh, he
overacted.
was saying you. He was saying
You. It
you.
was
It was just like,
very.
what's going
Oh
on?
God, I wish we
And
could
then there was
insert the clip. It's
and then
very
there was also
overacted.
no development of him learning his skills, learning how to use it. It was just like, oh, they're doing a test. Okay, you got messed up. How every every superhero does, where it's kind of like,
It's a
oh,
suit.
I
You're
have to
learning
figure,
the
I have to,
suit
yeah, I have to
essentially.
figure it out. But then it's just like, oh, all of a sudden he gets it because he's upset now. Like, what are we doing? Like, we're just rushing through stuff.
Yeah, it just did not feel like it hit on the
And like I said, the
cylinders.
antagonist, even like it was supposed to be a little twist at the end. I said no, we already knew that. And then also once again, making the showing, they're doing sometimes what they like to do to us as black people. They like to throw in all the trauma at some point, and it's just like, okay, why are we throwing in the trauma on another antagonist that has been trying to kill him this whole time? Oh, because
Yeah.
of a brainwash. Like once again, you're throwing in a little storyline at the end, and we do not care.
And
Like
it's too long.
you're exactly. And then
Too
like I
long.
said, that movie never needs to be over an hour and 45 minutes. And it was like I said, and then what you chose to spend it on, no one we didn't care. Now I can't say no one cared, but we did not care for what it was. Like it was not good. Like I said, he liked the effects. I didn't really care for them. His suit and stuff looked great, but like I said, we need to stop doing all these with superheroes, or take your time doing them. We don't need to be rushing and then creating all these different storylines at the end.
Exactly.
Sprinkle them in.
Yeah.
You're better off sprinkling them in and being like, oh, that's a callback, or oh, remember when that happened to him, as opposed to let's sprinkle this in at the last 10 minutes and like he's gonna die now.
Yeah.
Okay, like I don't care. Like you just showed me something random.
But
we skipped through that as well.
So let me ask you this: you've watched the Wonder Woman movie, right? Or you've watched at least one of them? Oh, she's about to bless you.
I watched the first one. I fell asleep on it twice.
Okay.
And
Would you still take that one over this? Ooh, I wish I could see your face. I would definitely take the first Wonder Woman over this because at least
it's shorter, so yeah,
it's shorter,
I will.
and it still had a good overarching message of
but
women
honestly,
empowerment.
I'm a little biased
because
I love Gal. I think she's very pretty.
But I mean, like I said, this is probably one of the worst superhero movies we watch. This makes Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness look far better because at least that had something good with it, and of course it had Elizabeth Olsen. Speaking of Elizabeth Olsen, that's a good transition. We might as well transition to.
So yeah, this is the show. This is the show we had watched. So it was called Love and Death.
We've had it on our radar for a minute. We saw it, I think, a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
But we wanted to give it some time. I think it's about 7 or 8 episodes. We just watched it through, and so we can give our rating for it. It is in.
And this is the callback to people that might know this movie. Like Mike, with Bow Wow. Remember his bully? He the main nigga in it too. And he's still being a little bitch.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
So we gave it an
A. We gave it finally a good rating
Yeah.
for something. Yeah. Which
We would recommend it to people. It is very, now me and like we just said, we're used to a lot of twists, but I'm okay with predictability because I realize now people don't really know how to do twists and turns that well without making it extremely long. This is once again a series.
Or just for the sake of a twist.
Now, granted, the episodes are a little bit long. I probably would only recommend this to women. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna lie. I would, just because I do not see a lot. Now, some men, of course, I do not see a lot of men sitting here and watching this because it's kind of about marriage and women talk and the gossip and like our image. So a lot of it, I don't really think a man would care. Um,
Would
but
men benefit from watching this in any way? This is set in a different time period. This is like the early, what was it, early
no,
30s or
no,
40s?
not in today because
Maybe
this
50s
is
or
kind
60s, I
of
think.
this is the 60s.
60s? Okay, it is 60s,
So
yeah.
it would not. I don't think it would that much. Now you understand. You can understand what women are thinking, but a lot of women don't. This is a very very
The
small
psychological?
town.
Oh,
No,
okay.
very small town white type of thing. And I kept saying that because I was like, this is a very limited project. It is for a very certain population. That's what I want to say. It's for a very certain population. This is not really how people function all the time. Now, maybe back then, because like I said, what else did you have to do? What else are you doing? So, but Elizabeth, once again, phenomenal acting. Performances were great. Even like everyone that wanted to be annoying was annoying. Everyone that was like catty or wanted to be like the hot girls, like all that was very well. That would get an A as well. Um,
And Plemons was great too. I feel like we don't give enough um, praise towards him. Of course, he's been in Judas and the Black Messiah. I actually just watched him as the FBI agent in Colors of the Flower Moon. I watched it on my own because that is a long movie, three and a half hours, over 3.5 hours. But I think he did a great job. But he's a great actor. I mean, he works so well. Their chemistry is great. Like Olsen and Plemons, their chemistry is so great. I
who
love
was Clemens? The
Plemons.
lawyer?
He's the white guy. He's the white guy. The white guy that she was cheating with.
Oh, so the one from Like Mike. So
Yes, the
that's
one
the one
from
from Like
my bad.
Mike.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The bully from Like
Trying to
Mike.
remember everybody's name is tough. But yes, their chemistry is really great. Elizabeth, this is Wanda we're talking about, y'all. Elizabeth Olsen really can't do any wrong. She brings there's some tension in here, and of course there's like court stuff, and it is based on a true story. I say that with air quotes, kind of like true story. Some aspects are exaggerated for television, but it works. It does have a little bit of like a Desperate Housewives type of feel, or
Yeah.
maybe mistressy. Like she says, it's not for men. Look, I feel like you'd enjoy this regardless. It's still acted well. It keeps you on your toes throughout the episodes, and let me explain this well. It gives room for every character to breathe. No one felt like they were being dragged on. Elizabeth's
Yeah.
character felt like she had some life towards it. Who she's in an altercation with, the wife of Plemons, I think that she did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
She acted really well as like this timid wife who's like clingy but also overbearing. Like it made sense. The setup for how the affair happens, it works, it's believable almost. And since it is back then, there's not, I mean, you're not texting someone, you're not going on Facebook and trying to get a booty call or something, or it's not like that.
Yeah.
They literally have to talk in person and meet up and put these together. I think the build up was fine, and but I will give praise to what is his name, to Pelfrey, the one who played Elizabeth's lawyer. I think he comes in like episode 4 or 5. I mean, he just takes over.
No, he's in the beginning too.
He's in the
one of the
beginning as
first
well, but he
characters.
later on becomes her lawyer. I think he did a really good job. He really showed his true colors here in the last few episodes when he has to defend her, and he has these really powerful courtroom scenes. Can be very exhausting, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But at least these felt, it unraveled the story, and
Mm-hmm. And it makes
we were looking
sense.
for a huge twist. We were looking for a big little twist, but when you have something that's predictable, if it's executed well and I still care about the characters, then it doesn't have to be as twisty. It can just be like, oh, that's how it happened. And essentially that's how you kind of figure out how the entire altercation that kind of brings the series together happened. It was good enough to kind of happen, and I felt like it had some good psychological moments in there too. Nothing too, not it doesn't make you think a lot, but like I said, I
Mm-hmm.
cared about the characters at least. I cared about the character. I felt bad for the kids, honestly. I mean, the kids were just. I just felt like the kids were just going through it.
Yeah.
I mean, like one moment you see them, the other moment they're kind of around, but then like the parents are fighting and whatnot. And like I said, it never feels like it's all over the place. It's concise. It feels small to the town,
Mm-hmm.
and it gets done what it needs to get done with the acting and the storyline and the runtime. Like I said, this isn't even 10 episodes long. It's like 7 or 8. So I think it's like right up there with how long Gen V is in terms of the length of the episodes. But it works. It's good. I'm glad we held it off
No,
until
those
now to
were much
watch it.
longer than Gen V.
These were long. You think Gen V was? Oh, Gen V was like 20 something minutes. You're right. These were probably a little bit more, almost twice that. But still works. Still works. It's still good. So
Oh, we
overall,
gave
I
it
thought
an
we were
A.
very impressed with it. I thought we were very impressed with the series as it is. As you can tell, 1A, um, 2, 3 Fs and a C. Wow, that's how we started
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
That's how we started off. Like I said, we'll post the report card soon. I messed up. I gotta change. I literally misspelled storyline in there, so I gotta
No, he
change those.
misspelled a lot.
I misspelled it. I did not misspell a lot.
I
There
can
was
show
not a
you
lot of
three in
typos.
one.
You
Yeah, there
can
is.
show me three of them
Okay,
right here.
yeah.
What are you talking about? What?
Um, It's one. It's a good burger one. Unnecessary spelled wrong. Nostalgia's
Oh
wrong.
wow. Well, I
I mean,
blame
yeah.
Canva for not having a spell check on there when you type in things. I'll fix it over and I'll post those out today. But anyway, wanted to get through those. Let's just speed run through the last thing that we have, and then we're good. I would say.
Okay,
So we're pretty good. As you know, we're not just movies and television. We also keep up with really just I would say one sport. That's the NBA, but we are about halfway through the season, so we
Do you
just
want to
wanted
stop
to.
this one and then start a new one?
No, we can just get through this. This is fine,
Okay.
yeah, because we can just get through the list of it. But we're about halfway through the NBA season. In-season tournament happened. We were complaining about that for a minute, but it came and went. Lakers won it, so that is what it
And
is.
they've been 3-8 ever since.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do now?
Look
Look out. But what we'll do now is Chris will tell you her top 20 players. I'll tell you mine, and then we'll just kind of give quick thoughts on how the season's been, and then we are good, y'all. So,
You go first.
oh, you want me to go 1st?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Top 20 players in the league. We did this. We are knowledgeable enough of the NBA to do this. We've watched enough NBA games.
And this is once
to
again
see
our
this.
opinions. It's not.
Don't
now
be mad if your boy's not on
now,
here. I'm
granted,
sorry.
he is biased as hell. I'm not. When it comes to players, because my favorite player isn't even on here right now, so
Yeah.
that's a big difference. But I just did it based off. Now, granted, I haven't seen every Magic game. I haven't seen every Pacers game. I haven't seen, one like kind of like I haven't seen every Rockets game. So
Who has? It's very tough to watch
that's what
all
I'm
the
saying.
teams.
So, and I haven't even seen Mavericks games at all. So, I'm just doing this based off their stats, how I feel like they perform, and I just kind of went down each team and then said, okay, this is what I feel like. Like I said, I always do it as, is this what I want this person to play for my life?
There we go. Yeah. And I'm a little bit different. I kind of think of it as not just points scored and assists, but also the impact you have on your team. How have you impacted them?
He's biased, so
I'm not biased. She has more. You can just stop that. Right. I'm not as biased. I'm not as biased as I used to be now. But I'll go with my list. I'll go 20 to 1. At 20, I have De'Aaron Fox. 19, I have Donovan Mitchell. 18, I have Chet Holmgren. Shout out to him. He's been getting like 8-9 blocks a game. He's been really good. 17 is Jaylen Brown. That's the first Celtic on this list. There will be more. 16 is Devin Booker. 15 is Tyrese Halliburton. He really came onto our list just because of the fact that, like I said, he was in the in-season tournament championship, so you got to give him some praise. Number 14 is John Morant. Good to see him back. He's been playing great since he's been back. 13 is Jalen Brunson. 12 is Kristaps Porzingis. 11 is Anthony Davis. 10 is Anthony Edwards. 9 is LeBron James. That's probably the lowest you'll see him on the list. 8 is Kevin Durant. So I do got Kevin Durant.
Because how
on
does
this
he
list.
have Kevin Durant above Kristaps?
Hey, look. I'm just saying what I'm saying now. Kevin Durant. Number 7 is Jason Tatum. So I only have 3 Celtics on this list, which is surprising. Number 6 is Luka Doncic. We can't watch him for shit, y'all, because the games are just whatever. We just can't watch Mavericks games, but he's still great enough to be on this list. 5 is Giannis. 4 is Joel Embiid. 3 is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So that is 2 OKC people on here. Number 2 is Stephen Curry. And number 1, I mean, come on, y'all. They're the defending champions. He's at home somewhere with his horses. It's Nikola Jokic. That's the best player in the league.
Space is okay.
I feel like that is what it is. But those are my top 20 players in the league. Number 1 is Jokic, of course. He's the best one. Let's go ahead and what's your list? A little bit different from mine.
May Aaron recover peacefully.
Yeah, getting attacked by a dog. Aaron Gordon. Let's hope you better.
Because we know you're big, so.
What? Pause? What?
Because the reason I say that, guys, because obviously we know he's a very tall man, and he clearly can jump high as well as
Every
a
stream,
dunk
she just
person.
wants to talk about Aaron Gordon's
So
physique.
I just don't see how it has occurred. But dogs are big, and dogs can jump too. So, like I said, may he just recover peacefully.
Yeah.
I'll go from 20 and up. Now, granted, I did leave off Kristoff, so I am sorry. I just thought about that nigga right now. So, my bad. He is off of here. Because
No, this is her list. This is
yep.
her
So, I'm
top
going to
20
go.
players in the
Okay,
league.
so mine is. So, 20 is going to be Drew Holiday.
Okay. All right, then.
He got replaced because I put Tyrese on there, but I'll take Drew. And then I put Ja. Actually, I'm sorry. It goes Ja, then Drew.
Okay, let's
So Ja is 20, and reason Ja because you just came back, but you have been doing exceptionally well. So I would want that's my top 20, and then Drew's going to be 19, and then I have 18, which might be controversial. I'm going to pick Derek White. I see him hustle. I see a lot of his.
Need some love, man.
I see a lot of his. Like I said, I see him hustling no matter what. They're down 20, they're down 15, they're down 2. I see him playing the exact same, which is what I would prefer. I don't like niggas that just give up. Look,
Wow.
And then I have Jaylen Brown. And then, I hope I'm reading. Yeah, okay. Sure.
Yeah, make sure to do the number before just so they know. But we'll post these too.
And then it's gonna have, and then I'm gonna have AD. Now, AD, I'm so proud of you for not getting hurt. Seems like a once in a million type of deal, but y'all are still 3-8. Let's do some more. And then I'm gonna go Damian. Damian is gonna be 15 for me. Like I said, you guys have been kind of scraping by, because right above him is going to be Giannis. You guys have been scraping by, but you guys have, honestly, I just feel like the East is so, there's not, now granted there's talent. All the players are talented, but I just feel like you don't, I feel like if they were in the West, they'd be like the 19th seed, not even going to lie.
19th seed, even though there's only 15.
No, they would just be a low seed.
Though.
They would only be a low seed, because like I said, you're barely scraping by on teams that are kind of boo-boo, so
what you're saying is the Bucks are benefiting from a weaker conference.
Yeah, okay. Pretty much.
I would also agree with that.
And then I have Joel as my 13, because Joel, we know that a lot of
we know what was that? We trying to
he be imitating Joel a lot. So I was about to say it, but then
Joel
I stopped.
Embiid.
But I just only reason why is because I know like a lot of your points come from
the free throw line.
Exactly, and then plus you almost did hurt someone that likes 15-year-olds, so that's a little weird
Yikes.
too. And then above him I have Jalen Brunson, because I feel like Jalen Brunson has made a name for the Knicks. I never was checking for the Knicks. He's done very well. I always used to call him exposed.
But he's not. He earns that money he's getting.
Then from there, I'm going to put Mr. Steph. Mr. Chicken Parm.
Wait, what's Steph?
Right
what number
left.
is Steph?
I don't know, because I'm counting it up. So I don't know.
Wait, so what? Damn. Okay.
Oh, wait, I can tell you. Steph is 11. Steph is 11.
Damn, you got Steph Curry out of the top 10?
Yeah, so Steph is 11. Ooh. Just because, Steph, like, your team is not doing well, even when you're on and off the court. I don't care if you... Now, granted, you are scoring well, but like I said, your team, the impact you had before is not the same that you have now, but also your team is a little, but also you get more time to rest. So what is the real reason why we are struggling?
That's true.
So to me, you have to look kind of deep within, because it's okay if you're scoring 30. What else is the rest of the team doing? Chris is giving you rest time, so hey, shout out to Crow. And then above him, I am gonna put Jason Tatum. Now, only reason why is because Jason, I love to shit on him because Zay is in love with him. But I just like to say, Jason, whenever I see you play, you do be kind of selling. Like, the comments definitely say exactly how I feel. But I feel like he does have a good, I don't even really know how to say this. And don't be trying to say, like, oh, it's because you think he's cute. No, he's light skinned. I don't, no.
What? We didn't even mention this.
But I'm just going to say, it's kind of hard for me to, like, kind of digress. It's kind of, the thing is, if it comes down to someone on your team, I would choose you because I feel like you do show up, but also you really don't. So he's kind of like a wild card. He honestly probably should be below Steph. Not even going to lie. I probably, you know what, just for that.
Wow. She talked her way into putting him
because I do not have a legit reason as to why.
He's the best player on the best team
I can't.
in the NBA right now. Is he not?
I don't think he's the best player on that team.
Okay. Who is the best player on the Celtics right now?
I don't know.
I'm about to say, because if you say Kristaps, okay, let me stop. Let me finish the list.
I just don't know. But just for that, Steph is going to be 10, and Tatum, you are going to be 11, because I do not have a reason.
Okay, who's
and then KD, and it's going to be KD above Tatum. So KD is number, I believe, 9. Where is he?
KD would have to be 9. KD's above
KD is
Steph,
9,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so KD is 9 because, like I said, him and then just above him is Devin. Like, y'all be getting your points, but like I said, your bench is boo-boo, coaching ass, and you guys don't have anything besides the offensive line. So, I don't really know. So, but I give y'all praise because y'all do not get, but that's the amazing part. Y'all don't be getting blown out like that, and it's really only y'all two. Let's be fucking for real. Like, it's really only y'all two, and y'all don't be getting blown out. And I'm always gonna give y'all praise because y'all took Jokic and them harder than LeBron, Lego, and AD. So
they took Jokic harder than them. Pause.
I mean, yeah, Joker gonna get his jokes. And then above Devin, I'm gonna put Jamal Murray. He didn't put Jamal Murray on there. I don't know why, because Jamal does very well. Whenever his team, now granted, like I said, hopefully Aaron is getting a lot of rest.
Oh my God! You see how she just
but
wants to mention Aaron
I'm just
again?
going to say because it's his teammate. But Jamal does very well. Like I said, he really needs to shape it.
No, go ahead. Tell. This is why she don't really fuck with Jamal.
Oh my God! Okay.
I ruined Jamal.
No, he
Murray
did.
For her.
He did. But Jamal, you really need to shave them dots off, like for real. Like
where does he need the people? People need the context of where
he just has a very
dots
hairy
are.
chest, and I feel like if I was guarding him, I would not want to touch that shit. Like that's on period.
God!
Okay, but anyways, okay, so
okay. Wait, what number is Jamal? Is he like 7?
Jamal is 7. Jamal is 7.
Okay, well, close
and
to
then
top
so
5.
6 is gonna be Chet.
Yeah.
Because he is doing great. He's doing phenomenal. He's getting blocks. He's getting points. His team is doing well. Like I said, it's also like I said, you're doing very well.
What? She's just dying over
serious. Okay, so that was Chet. And then Doncic. Doncic is my top 5. Like I said, I can't see the nigga play for shit, but I already know he be getting 50 points. And like I said, they really I used to be a huge Suns fan because maybe y'all know I love CP3, but he really does make Devin and Kevin his little bitches.
He really does. He does own. He
he's
does
dropping
own
a
the
50
Suns,
piece.
yeah.
Like, what's going on? Like I know when he sees that game coming up, he's like, oh cool, I'm about to eat up and do that hookah.
Game for your life.
I don't care.
Luka or Devin, you're taking Luka every day of the week.
Especially if they're facing. I would definitely if they're facing each other because those are his kids. Those really are his kids. And then my 4 is gonna be Lego because that nigga is 50 years old, and he's still averaging
Playing
like 30 something
well.
point, or he's
like
averaging
20,
like 25. I think it's like 24.8
plus,
or 20. Yeah, it's like that nigga is old and he's still doing that. Now, granted, LeBron, you do be giving up though. Like you dead ass.
He does not play. He does not play that hard defensively now.
But
it's very funny when we watch Lakers.
I just
games.
like the only thing LeBron and everyone, even the GOAT, like y'all have to realize, like yes, he is the GOAT. He's great, him and MJ. But I will say, like LeBron. LeBron literally, I'm telling y'all, when I watch his game sometimes, he'll literally like give up a defensive end. He'll give up on the defensive end, and then he'll just be like, come on, guys.
Exactly.
Like, and get mad at everyone. I'm like, LeBron, what are you talking about? You weren't guarding nobody. You were just standing in the paint.
Like,
Shouldn't that be a 3-second violation? You're
play.
fucking up. And then above Lego.
So top three in the league right now.
So top 3 is going to be Ant. Anthony
Edwards.
Like, no, you crashed the ship. Anthony is doing phenomenal. I could not put Rudy's ugly ass up there, and I couldn't put Cat for like.
No, he is the Timberwolves though.
I really couldn't because like Cat be doing LeBron shit too. He be giving up, and I don't know where he's getting that from. You got the baddest chick in the game, like for sure. I don't know what's going on, and but Anthony, like I said, he's doing very well. You can tell if he he is someone that, like, if he doesn't take it serious, he's still going to get you your points. He's still going to get you your rebounds. He's still, he's still going to do all that. But also, even if he tries very hard, he's going to give you everything you need and more.
Yes.
Like, he is phenomenal. Both ends. He's great. And he hustles. He could have his shoe messed up, crash his shit, and he will be on that other side. Like, it's, like I said, the hustle. The hustle is very much so there.
He rises to the occasion, too. I feel like anytime he plays a high-profile star, he shows up.
Yeah,
like
he
when
does.
He played Tatum and them, he showed up. When he played LeBron, he shows up. Like he shows up against other good stars. It's very fun watching them. They're first in the West. I think they earn it. But you had him at a 3, right?
That was 3, and then number 2 is going to be Shea. Shea
Gilgeous-Alexander. Gotta give him his love.
He, like I said, every time I see him play, like I said, phenomenal. He's going to get you that bucket. Like,
he's
going to get you that bucket.
It
doesn't matter. AD can be on him. Even Jokic can be on that nigga. Even though, did they lose? They did lose that game. Wait, did they lose?
when they
No, I think
play.
they won. I think they won.
They beat him. They beat him. They blew
Yeah,
him out.
yeah.
They blew him.
So
And Shea dropped 40. Shea dropped
yeah,
40
so
against the
Shea is gonna
Nuggets.
get you your points. He's good on. I don't know about the defensive end. I really don't be paying attention that much for
I
him.
mean, he's got Chet to help him defensively. So.
Exactly, and then like I said, they have such a great team dynamic. I wish someone wasn't touching 15-year-olds because then I could also have included him. But you're touching 15-year-olds. You really need some help.
Yeah, we won't ever mention his name. Let's just call him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone very another name for Happy. That's his last name.
Yeah.
And then number one is gonna be Joker because Joker looks out of shape, winded as fuck.
Damn. I mean, just
No,
roasting
his
these
daughter
niggas.
is so cute. Oh my gosh, like he has a beautiful family and beautiful brothers too. Like I love their dynamic and like I love what he says. He says, "Y'all care so much about me." Like whatever you had said about how they were talking about him and whatnot. Whatever you had read it to me, and you were basically.
Oh, you mean his quote about being a player in the game? Yeah, this is
Yeah.
like a nut. Like for Joker, it is basketball is a job to him.
Exactly.
But when he's done, he's like, I don't want to be this celebrity person. He essentially is telling people like, when I'm gone, I want y'all to kind of leave me alone, type of stuff, because I'm just doing what he's just doing like a side hobby, but he happens to be extremely
really well at it.
well
Or
at
good
it.
at it. Good
You
at
know,
it.
extremely well at it. So of course we both have Jokic as one. We have a couple of
does
people all over the
extremely
place.
well at it.
So before we wrap it up, just a few questions. I'll ask you. Who's been the biggest surprise so far this season for you? Biggest surprise you've seen?
OKC.
OKC,
Because they
okay,
basically
OKC.
have the same team, but Chet is healthy now. See
That
how
is
like,
true. Chet
and
is
that's why
healthy.
Chet is so high up for me because he had him lower, but that's why I'm like you're basically the same team. You basically have the same like Dort and Williams or Williamson. Like you have the
No, you
same
like
people.
Williams. Yeah, Jalen Williams. He's good too.
So it's like y'all have the same people, but Chet is making it so y'all are becoming so dominant because of that. And Timberwolves, like I said, he has got up from crashing the ship. And
we gotta post the clip of what that's. I gotta find a clip of what that's from and post it on.
It's
there.
from the 65 trailer with Adam Driver in it.
Yeah, but okay, definitely most surprising. Most surprising for me, honestly, I'm gonna say the Magic. I did not expect them to be beating some teams. We don't have Powell, Banchero. We don't have
Hey, let's
Apollo.
give it up
Banchero,
for
we
the
don't have any of those.
Pistons breaking that
Give it up for the
streak.
Pistons for breaking that streak. Yes,
Detroit.
we never want to see people losing 20, 30 games in a row. It affects your money. It affects how you know the sponsorships.
And I feel bad, like the people in the crowd. Now, I understand whenever your team loses, you're just like, damn, what the fuck. But also, it's like, don't be saying like sell the team and shit, because then what y'all gonna have? Nothing.
Are y'all real fans?
So
Questions: are you really fans or not of the actual
team? A real
team?
fan will be down there and out. Will admit the wrongs and will be there in the ups
Monty,
too.
we love you, Monty. We never want to see you be down. So of
Monty,
course,
you're definitely getting fired, my guy. Like I don't know.
Oh my god.
No, I love Monty. Like I said, Monty took Chris to the fucking.
But if they fired AutoZone,
but the reason why I'm saying Monty, you're definitely getting fired, my nigga, is because the sob story's not gonna work because it didn't work for AutoZone with the Bucks. It's not gonna work, and then on top of that, you have like the biggest chokes
Mike
of
Budenholzer,
ever.
by the way, that's the coach.
Because it's like the choking of the Suns was already like, damn, you still have a job.
But you did it twice.
Exactly, and then now you're going to the Pistons, and they have broken the streak. Like
it's honestly, Monty, you're kind of known for losing. Like that's kind of what you're known for. But that's the biggest surprise of the season. If you had to pick one last question, because we're not going to pick a champion, we're halfway through the season. Because there's no reason to before the All-Star break. Who's your MVP, the most valuable player in the league right now? If the league ended today and they had to pick an MVP, oh my God, just
Aaron Gordon. No, I'm just kidding.
wow,
I'm just kidding.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Worthy pick. And to be honest with you, this is the one time we will agree. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the most valuable player in the league. Without them, I don't feel like OKC's as high as they are. But he's been phenomenal every single time we watch him play.
Because Shea, like I said, Shea will get you them points, and no matter and then
especially
everyone else complements each other. Chet will get you on the defensive end. Some people, 15-year-olds, will literally stop it, like slow the clock down. And then on top of that, like Williams and Dort, you'll also help assist as well. And there's another guy. I'm so sorry, I'm doing you a dishonor, but there's another guy that be rotating in for the 15-year-old, and I'm just like you. Be doing well. Like,
yes, he's a Shea, Chet, the 15-year-old guy, Jalen Williams, Lou Dort. That's like a good five, but I know the other guy. Like I said,
there's another guy. There's two other guys But
Pretty much they
they do
lost to
very
the
well.
top
They do
seven.
very well, and like they can get you points because they're coming off the bench. They'll get you at least 8 points. Which, granted,
Hmm.
now you might not seem that's a lot. Ask Devin and Katie, and Katie's leaving. I'm sorry, Devin. The nigga's
Yeah,
leaving.
Katie's definitely leaving. But we'll end it off with this, y'all. That's our top 20. You're gonna see everything on online very soon once I fix this stuff. But next up, we're gonna watch Night Swim. That's a movie we're gonna watch in theaters. We also have another rule, which is we're only gonna watch one trailer of a movie that we want to watch. We can't be watching 3 or 4 trailers
Because
of
don't y'all
movies,
hate it whenever you watch a trailer and it's
and it
like
reveals everything.
exactly, and it's like it gives you one that's really good, mysterious, and then it's like, oh, I kind of want to see that, and then like the second and third one give you the whole movie. Damn, now I don't want to see it. I've already seen the shit. So,
Essentially,
yeah.
yes. And
And I
then
made him watch Cutting Class with Brad Pitt.
yeah, we watched
Never.
that
I
one.
mean, guys, don't really look at it. It is a hot ass mess, but it is funny as hell.
Yeah,
So.
that's a pretty good fun one. But of course, you'll see more stuff on here. I'll just take a second to say this. Let me just pause it. Of course, because this is Red Dead. This is me specifically saying it for the gaming stuff. The All of the Spider-Man playthrough will be on YouTube soon, as will all of the playthroughs of Red Dead Redemption 2. We'll have that on there as well. You can expect us to see us like every week from now on. This is kind of a similar format we'll have, but follow us on Twitch, follow us on YouTube. Give us suggestions on the Instagram page for movies that we would like to watch because we feel like this might be a filler year for movies 2024, but we hope not. And then last but not least, just have a great new year, you know?
Yep.
I
Stay
mean,
blessed.
you could start over.
Keep your head up.
Any piece
It's
of
a new
advice?
year. It's
Yeah,
always a
it's a new
new
year.
day.
New
And if
day.
the Lord wakes you up every day, that means that you can make something of that day.
Absolutely, absolutely. Whatever happened in 2023, leave it alone in 2023. Conquer this year the best way you can. But we
And take care
appreciate
of
you
yourself.
guys.
Prioritize yourself first.
We'll see you guys next week around this time. Yeah, like I said, we'll catch you guys later.